Welfare Society for the Blind is a registered non-profit society established in April 1970 with the primary aim of looking after the welfare of the visually challenged without distinction of caste, creed and sex, with the main intention that they may be trained and rehabilitated as self-supporting members of the community. The society has had an eventful history of 43 years. Its founder and president for the first 24 years was the late Srimati Geeta Basu, who was a dedicated social worker. From a small beginning in which the National Library's Braille Corner was developed through the society's painstaking transcription work, the society grew to form its own vocational training center in New Alipur in 1983. From 2002, the society has upgraded vocational training to cover computer skills. The computer courses run by the society are recognized by the Special Education and the HEPSN cell of Jadavpur University, where certificates are jointly issued. The society has successfully placed 32 students till date, 7 students in computer-related jobs in organizations such as TCS, Wipro, Bank of Baroda. Tutorial classes for SSC examinations are conducted under expert guidance. In the last 5 years, 25 students of the society have passed the SSC examination and are working in government-aided schools in West Bengal. Communicative English, mobility training, counseling, interactive skills, weaving, eco-friendly paper-making bags, music, and relaxation therapy are taught to groom students for today's job market. The state-of-the-art recording studio Trinayan, set up with the full financial support of HSBC in December 2007, was enabled to the society to improve the quality of recordings in ongoing projects. Some of the aims and objects of the society formed are to look after the welfare of the blind and visually handicapped, to take such steps as may be necessary for the prevention and cure of preventable and curable blindness and eye troubles, to provide education for the blind, to establish or help in establishing institutions, workshops and homes for the education, training, employment and aftercare for the visually blind.
আমার নাম সঞ্জিত রায়চৌধুরী। আমি WSB মানে ওয়েলফেয়ার সোসাইটি ফর দ্য ব্লাইন্ডে 2007-এ জয়েন করেছিলাম। প্রথমে বেসিক, তারপর অ্যাডভান্স করি। এখান থেকেই আমার অপরচুনিটি দেওয়া হয় উইপ্রোতে। তা আমরা 2010-এ জয়েন করি উইপ্রোতে ইন্টারভিউ, সেটা আমাদের ওয়েলফেয়ার সোসাইটি থেকে এই অপরচুনিটিটা করে দেয়। আমি ওখানে আজকে 5 বছরের উপর কাজ করছি। আর লাস্ট 3 ইয়ার্সের উপর আমি করছি WBPO-তে ছিলাম। এখন রিসেন্টলি আমি WTV Pro টেকনোলজিতে মুভ হয়েছে। আমরা সমস্ত FMG-তে সাপোর্ট দিই। FMG-র সমস্ত কিছু সাপোর্টিংয়ে আমরা আছি এবং অ্যাডমিনেরই একটা পার্ট হচ্ছে কি ফ্যাসিলিটি ম্যানেজমেন্ট গ্রুপ FMG, সেখানেই এখন আছি এবং সেখানে আমরা ট্রান্সপোর্ট রিলেটেড বা এমপ্লয়িজদের সমস্ত ইন্টারনাল এমপ্লয়িজে আমরা হচ্ছে গিয়ে দেখাশোনা করি।
আমি শান্তনু কুমার, প্রেজেন্টলি উইপ্রো টেকনোলজিসের একজন কর্মী এবং আমার এখানে মাঝরাটে WSB-তে আসা 2010 সালে। তখন আমি এখানে অ্যাডভান্স কোর্স করছিলাম এবং সেখান থেকেই আমার এই অপরচুনিটিটা আসে। আমি সুযোগ পাই উইপ্রোতে জয়েন করার। প্রেজেন্টলি আমি ওখানেই রয়েছি। আর যেটা বলার, মাঝেরহাট আমাদের সবার জন্য একটা অদম্য প্রয়াস নিয়ে চেষ্টা চালিয়ে যাচ্ছে যাতে আমরা নিজেদের উন্নতি করতে পারি। একটাই কথা বলার, শুধু মাঝেরহাট WSB থাকলেই চলবে না, নিজেদেরকেও চেষ্টা করতে হবে, তবেই কিন্তু সাফল্য আসবে।
আমার নাম সুচিত্রা ঘোষ। আমি গৈতবাটি কাজীপাড়া ইটভাটা থেকে এসেছি এখানে। আমাকে উচ্চ মাধ্যমিক পাস করে আমি 2008-এ উচ্চ মাধ্যমিক দিই। দেওয়ার পরে আমি এখানে থেকে কম্পিউটারে ভর্তি হই। তারপরে আমি এখানে জিকে ক্লাস, তারপরে আমি এখান থেকে সব স্পোকেন ইংলিশের ক্লাস, মিউজিক ক্লাস, মোটামুটি কম্পিউটার ক্লাস সবই ক্লাসগুলো করতে আরম্ভ করি। রেগুলার প্রতিদিন এখানে আসতাম ক্লাস করতে। আমি এখন বর্তমানে ধর্মতলা চৌরঙ্গি রোড আর আয়কর ভবনে আমি আছি।
আমি সৈয়দ নাসিরউদ্দিন, আমি বয়সকালে দৃষ্টিশক্তি হারাই এবং সরকারি কাজের সঙ্গে যুক্ত ছিলাম। সেখান থেকে প্রভাতবাবু এখানে আমাকে পাঠায় এবং আমি বেল, কম্পিউটার এবং পরবর্তীকালে এসএসসি পরীক্ষার কোচিং দিয়ে ইতিহাসের শিক্ষক হিসাবে ডায়নারবারের নিকটে নাদরা হাই স্কুলে শিক্ষকতা করি। এই প্রতিষ্ঠান আমাকে স্কুল শিক্ষক হিসাবে উপযুক্ত করে তোলার জন্যে এবং একজন প্রতিবন্ধীকে চলার দিক নির্দেশিকা দেওয়ার জন্য প্রচণ্ডভাবে সাহায্য এবং সহযোগিতা করেছেন। বর্তমানে শিক্ষকতা করি, কিন্তু সেখানে অনেক প্রতিকূলতা আছে, যেমন বই পড়তে পারা, এবং সেই কাজটা এখানে এই প্রতিষ্ঠান থেকে আমাদের ইতিহাসের পাঠ্যপুস্তক এবং তার সঙ্গে সঙ্গে সেগুলি কিভাবে পড়ানো হবে সেগুলি আমরা এখান থেকে সংগ্রহ করি। তাছাড়া আমাদের জীবনযাত্রা চলার ক্ষেত্রে অনেক কিছু সহযোগিতা এবং দিক নির্দেশিকা এখান থেকে আমরা পাই। এইভাবেই আমাদের জীবনের যে অন্ধকারের দিক নেমে এসেছিল, নানান চড়াই উৎরাইয়ের মধ্য দিয়ে আমরা যেভাবে এগিয়ে চলেছি, তার সঙ্গে সর্বক্ষণ ব্লাইন্ড ওয়েলফেয়ার সোসাইটি আমাদের সঙ্গে আছে, আমাদের সাহায্য সহযোগিতা করছে।
Welfare Society for the Blind was formed in the year 1970, and in the last 34 years of its sustenance, we have had a huge roller coaster ride from the time when it started as a very small center with the vision of Srimati Geeta Basu, and over the years we have grown in size. We have learned through this whole journey of serving the visually impaired without any distinction between caste, creed or sex. Fortunately, we have been having the advantage of having very committed members in our executive board of trustees who have helped in this process, and as of now we have Mr. Asif Iqbal as a president. He's visually challenged himself and he does understand the ground realities.
Hi, my name is Mohammed Asif Iqbal. I'm currently serving as President, Welfare Society for the Blind. I lost my total eyesight when I was 16, but nevertheless, I received my primary, secondary and partial college education from the United States. I came to India and became the first blind commerce graduate from St. Xavier's College, Calcutta. First one to do an MBA in HR from Symbiosis, Pune. I was instrumental in creating reservation quota for the disabled across IIMs, IITs and all government-aided educations. At Welfare Society for the Blind, we firmly believe only in one tagline: converting dream into actions and working for better tomorrow. The society was started in 1970s by late Geeta Basu. She wanted to primarily uplift those visually impaired to be a productive member of the society. Society initially started with a braille transcriptions in the manually, and then they had a power loom, and it gradually transformed with the changing needs of the time. From 2002 onward, we introduced computer classes where blind and visually impaired are learning technology just like everyone else. We've also introduced competitive coaching where students are actually learning strategies how to crack the entrance test and being absorbed in the government departments. We also have, for a low qualifications like class 8 or class 9 pass, an excellent initiative of relaxation therapy where they're actually learning massage, and we have formal collaborations with Sainaj Institute with the hopes of better tomorrow and perhaps getting in employment opportunities. We are indeed grateful to a company like HSBC who has gifted us an excellent recording studio where the books are being recorded for blind students in audio, in both English and in Bengali. We are grateful to Wipro for taking our student trainees and they're working as the transport service coordinator. We're grateful to many companies in and around West Bengal who are working with us and walking the extra miles in creating a better tomorrow.
Our resource center is the latest addition to the activities of Welfare Society for the Blind. It was inaugurated in April 2013 by the then Governor, Shri M.K. Narayanan. It's intended to be a hub of information for the visually disabled community. Information that is both in the form of physical materials, books and audio CDs, as well as digital information that is available on the net on a vast scale. So our resource center, which is really a large room on the first floor of our center, is a place from which one can access the internet. We have 6 computers loaded with the voice-to-text software called JAWS, and trainees are welcome to use or whoever is visually challenged wishes to use the computers is most welcome to use them. We are in fact the city's only internet cafe for the visually disabled. And we also have a resource center manager who is available to anyone from any of the districts or towns or villages of West Bengal who calls and wants a certain kind of information. And we are constantly researching the net to find links to important and useful information, and that too is made available to whoever calls. What kinds of information? Information relating to training and education opportunities, information related to medical treatment opportunities, to mobility aids and other technology aids, placement opportunities that become available, and so on and so forth. It is partly a reading room with access to the Braille books as well as the audio CDs that we produce in our recording studio. And it is also a place for discussions and meetings and interviews. That in short is the work of the Resource Center.
In our endeavor to prevent blindness, we run an eye clinic in our society. We charge a very small token amount of 20 rupees. This is to make our clinic approachable to all kinds of humanity, especially the lower socio-economic strata. We have very eminent ophthalmologists, especially Lieutenant Colonel I.K. Mukherjee, who has been with us for over 30 years and has a very good name in the neighborhood till quite a long distance. Another very common reason for blindness, especially amongst the elderly and the lower socioeconomic strata, is cataract. That's why we organize cataract operations at Lions Hospital, Eye Hospital, and also at a private eye hospital at a very, very low cost, which is basically just a token for their checkups, and the rest is borne by the society. We also follow this with checkups till up to 3 months and give strict instructions to the patients, because of which we get 100% result. We are very happy that we have been able to cater to the lower socioeconomic strata especially, and I'm sure have been able to prevent blindness to a very large extent.
My mother, Mrs. Biba Mukherjee, late Mrs. Biba Mukherjee, and the founder of Welfare Society for the Blind, Mrs. Geeta Basu, they were very closely associated. They thought that they must do something for the vocationally challenged, the blind, and initially they were together in the Lighthouse for the Blind, an organization, and then Mrs. Basu, she started Welfare Society, and besides both of them, there were other people also associated. Unfortunately, most of them are not here now, and we are trying to live up to their expectations. I'm sure we will, and we have to a limit made an impact on the visually challenged, and we can continue with our good work as far as possible.
The activities of the society need your active support and patronage. We rely entirely on private and corporate philanthropy, and the annual charity show is the major occasion for fundraising to support the society's works. We would be most grateful if you could extend your patronage by sponsoring the event or part thereof, or being a part of a training program, or making a donation. The society is registered under the West Bengal Societies Registration Act 1961 and is managed by a set of dedicated executive committee members from diverse professional backgrounds who have committed themselves to further the cause of the visually impaired. Please note that donations of the society enjoy exemption under Section 80G of the Income Tax Act of 1961. To look forward to our participation and assistance to help Welfare Society for the Blind grow further, to meet the ever-growing needs of the visually impaired, and to reach out to more such disabled youth across West Bengal, please feel free to be in touch with our President, Mr. Asif Iqbal, or to other executive committee members of Welfare Society for the Blind. We thank you for participating in today's program.
ছুটে আয়